said we're kind of in the middle of shooting, so I can hold them on to that.
Okay.
Guantanamo.
Yes.
And that's the one. Come on. How about this? Wow, someone's coming. Excuse me for half a second. Okay, I'm going to start the cameras now. Hi, baby. What's up? Ooh, sorry to hear that. Yeah, there's a bunch of them around. The down on the where the magazines are is some repellent. Were you asleep? It's that orange bucket of repellent. It's like an orange squeeze thing. It's got some sunblock on it too. Okay.
You see it in the book of in the box of magazines. They're on the floor. See it? Somewhere down there.
Okay. Just started. So no problem at all. I'm sorry you got this. Kind of get fooled by people's faces in real life. So, show me that you know where your best angles are for the camera and whatnot. I've got these two, and then this is my little prove what happened in the room thing.
Okay.
For my own protection. My name's Norman Stewart. What do you know about me?
I don't know much about you.
Okay.
I know that I got the 2 emails from you for the, I think we're doing 2 films with
Well, actually, it's one film, but Issue is definitely one, yeah.
Okay, and then for the...
And Guantanamo is also.
Yeah.
Right. Have you done any modeling? Sorry. Let's start right from the beginning.
Okay.
Anything that I would find out from here, if I weren't old and could read without glasses, if you would, just say into the camera your name, what you've done.
This camera.
Either one.
Okay.
Either one. Just.
Okay, it's John A. Davis. I'm with XL and Neil Hamill, and I've done modeling, print work, runway. I've done a couple series on television and some stunt work.
When were the series shot?
I just had one series that just showed in this past January through March. It was on ABC, and then I have a series with Chase that's coming out, Jerry Bruckheimer film, and it comes out in August.
Cool. How long was the shooting on that? How many days of shooting did you have?
About 3 months worth of shooting, and then on Chase it was just a month.
Wow. Cool. That's good. You are SAG?
Am I what?
SAG after?
No, I'm not. My agent told me it's not good for me to do it here in Dallas because how they passed the laws with you can do film without being union.
Right.
So it's better for me not to go union because either way I was going to get the benefits of union here in Texas.
Right.
So.
And you're doing mostly stuff in Texas?
Yes, I did a couple of things. Well, for modeling, I've done for different areas before.
Really?
I did the soap opera in LA, but they kind of treated me as like a SAG. I guess they don't really treat anybody any different on the soap opera set. They're kind of really nice.
Okay.
So, luckily, it's been good so far.
Great.
See.
So, Neil Hamill, where's Neil Hamill located?
Neil Hamill's in Houston, and then XL, I got with them when I was in New York, just kind of visiting, and they work out of Dallas, Austin.
Have they given you a lot of good jobs?
Yes. I mean, I got into about 2 years ago, and then I got with the acting side of it about 9 months ago, and they've been keeping me busy since started.
What roles have you played?
Lisa Wilson. I was Gabrielle for on Deep End, so just a secretary, and then Lisa Wilson. I told you she got killed in the first episode.
Well, can you describe what the characters are like so that we do something a little different with you, maybe?
Okay. Those two are actually both real prim and proper and just really girly and. Just,
how old? What was the age?
I'm trying to think. About 26, 27, and then Stephen was also saying about 24, 25. So they kind of kept in the.
And one was a secretary. What did you do? What did?
Oh, I just brought him files and kind of kept him updated. Just gave him files, say, oh, this is going on. It was pretty basic. It was nothing really too difficult, and you know, everything's been pretty much really girly and you know, not really sexy, but just really girly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Have you ever done any beach wear type shooting?
Mm-hmm.
Did you have it? Do you have any in your portfolio?
No, actually no. My other portfolios at my agency, they weren't open at this time.
No problem. No problem. This is where it's loose and easy here, right? Even lower than independent film budgets.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, I mean, it's like low budget.
Okay.
Doing the Gitmo one. Did you read? Where did you hear about the Gitmo movie?
Explore Talent.
Okay. Now here's the. I made an agreement with Explore Talent. They know that I do serious movies, which are really seriously R-rated. Okay, sometimes. And my agreement with them was to not audition for parts that have any implied nudity.
Okay.
The Gitmo one does have implied nudity.
Okay.
And we're starting shooting. So if I were to keep my agreement with them, I would only audition you for a guard role.
Okay.
The fact is, I just lost one of my detainees where there needs to be some implied nudity. So I'm not exactly sure how to handle that.
Okay.
The Gitmo movie is based on the testimony from Guantanamo and the stuff from Abu Ghraib and Bagram. Are you familiar with the stuff that happened there with the U.S. Army and?
Well, just a little bit. I was in the military also for about 5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What? Where?
Coast Guard. I was in Cuba.
Coast Guard. How cool!
Yes. So I was in.
The coolest branch.
Thanks. So I actually just got out about 5 months ago.
Really?
To start doing this because I was working.
Did you love it?
Yeah, I did. I liked.
Well, why didn't you go like 20 years or 30 years or something? What happened?
Just because I kind of wanted to, I wanted to go to Haiti. I wanted to do certain things on the side, and it was kind of slowing down here. And so, for me to get promoted, I had to go underway for a year, and I didn't want to go underway. So,
gotcha.
Got out, but I still do reserve. I mean, I just got out 5 months ago. So.
So what's your high rank?
Just E5. I mean, it's not super high, but it's
yeah. Cool. I am so unprepared to have you audition, but I would like to learn some sign. So what kind of acting preparation have you done?
I have training with Class Act Dallas and Dallas.
So what's the connection with Dallas? Do you just fly back and forth, or what's?
Well, I just started booking things there, so I just keep going back and forth.
Cool. How much does it cost to fly nowadays?
I used to drive.
Oh, really?
I'm a driver. I drive anywhere.
Cool. Excellent. What's your schedule like for the next time?
I think I have 1 or 2 things coming up in June just for day gigs.
Okay.
But that's pretty much it right now.
Cool. The one thing I do try to be really good with my actors, and I don't know how much training you've actually had. Have you had a bunch?
Yeah, I have workshops and the Class Act Dallas I've been with, and I've taken film in college.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. So where were you based out of when you did this Florida?
I did Florida and Texas.
Really? With Texas too, huh?
Yes.
What's it called? International Waterway? No, what's that little channel called?
International Waterway.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah,
that's
good.
good.
Can you put that stuff down?
Can we put it over here?
Sure, anyone you want. Just want you to be a little more comfortable. And if you want to stand, that's fine. Is this lighting okay for you? Good read. If you would just hold it. Don't read it too much. You can kind of like take a second or two and get the flavor, and then roll over if you would. Anytime you're ready.
Is she just a regular girl, just talking, or?
You know, I think as you go into it, you'll get it.
Okay.
You'll get it.
Okay. Do you think I'm stupid, Mom? Do you think I don't know all that? Okay, I was a little bit lost in the beginning. or into being a rich, a bitch. I did make a bet that I could have sex with a celebrity they choose, and I did try to win the bet by seducing Henry, but they said he was a famous composer and pianist. But I was drunk and full of myself, and I was trying to show off because they could tell that I was really don't have much experience with anything like that. I am ashamed of myself, Mom, and I'm ashamed of how I met Henry. But Mom, he really is a pioneer of music. Don't laugh, Mom. He really is brave and adventurous and exciting, new and youthful in his music. Mom, don't laugh. I mean it. And I got a little metaphor going here. So let me say it. Henry is everything you taught me to respect and love and cherish and look for in a man. Henry is brave. He could play pretty music if he chose to, like staying home where it's warm and safe. But he chooses to head out there in the wild, where the wild animals are. Henry is adventurous and lives on a dangerous edge. His music is always in some uncharted mountaintop wear. With one false move, he could tumble into chaos. Henry is tenacious. He is an old loser and old lover because he never gave up on his music, just like he would never give up on me. Mom, Henry is the very cutting edge of the avant-garde. And I know this sounds silly, but the way you can tell his music is useful and new is that everybody hates it. Everybody says it's awful. Everybody knows it's bad. But still survives his music. And maybe I'm the first person in the world that recognizes that beauty and makes me feel like I haven't wasted my time or my education, because I do recognize art. Yes, Mom, art, great art. Henry's out there where the wild birds and winds are harmonizing with the sound of his soul's longing, and I'm there with them. I'm like a bird soaring with them. I float on the emotional tornado that in his music, and I'm free, in the free world of free expression, where my own freedom is possible, because he is so far out that they're on frontiers of human expression, and in spite of dissuasion from his own friends and community, he is free to play the music that is good. And that makes his music good. Because I seem to be the only one around here who can see all that, it makes me feel good and free and full of love and energy and life. I want to buy a covered wagon and ride off as his wife. Can't you give me some more credit for growing up because of this? I'm ashamed. I'm just a spoiled brat. I'm ashamed I wasted all these years wrapped up in my very own vapid insecurities. But Mom, I'm not ashamed of him. I'm not ashamed that I used all my music contacts to get him a hearing. I'm not afraid that he's using me, even if I did lie to him. I don't care if the whole world thinks he made a fool of me and of himself by playing in tomorrow's night's concert. I have faith. And Mom, even more beautiful, I have hope. Hope for the success, hope for a free world of free expression, hope that I have had some small hand in making the world a better place. I don't care if he loves me. I don't care that he lied to me. I don't care if he finds the Pacific Ocean or falls off the edge of the world. Henry helped me become a woman, and I love him for that. Okay?
Could you put your phone numbers and everything
I'm
right
sorry.
there?
Okay.
And then tell me about, and I'm going to have you read that again.
Okay.
You think you can do it better second time?
Yes.
Good. If people have to get in touch with you, it's going to be off of that sheet.
Okay.
So put all the information that you can there. And I'm going to change the lighting a little bit just to see what you look like under some light, if you don't mind.
Okay. My mom has emailed Z Kareem Posty.
Cool. All right. Telephone? Good.
Yes. And I have
And it's readable.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry? What? And you have what?
No, I have it also on the
Yeah,
in
I
case
saw.
you wanna.
Now, tell me about this.
Okay.
Who put this together?
Excel, my modeling agency. Is that what you're
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So this was under their recommendation. How did it work? How were the choices made on what to use here?
They chose it. I mean, I have some new photos they just did.
Can I
it's
see
only but it's not really. I forgot my I have another photo to have it ready. They're just headshots. They haven't made.
That's all right. Who did these?
They did them also.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you think about showing up on a beach in Galveston or something like that at sunrise or sunset and doing some shooting?
Oh, that
sound like fun?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's really, huh?
I love Galveston.
Cool. Sometimes there's some really, really amazing photographers that are coming.
Oh, really?
On the tissue issue, there are two things you could be doing. Have a seat if you would. On the tissue issue, there are two things you could be doing. Send me a copy of this sometime, okay? Or give me a copy
Definitely.
or something. Yeah. This one's at least. I like this one.
Thank you.
I'm not sure I like any of the other ones, and I'm just not sure why you're. This one may give me an idea of what you look like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The other one looks really different.
I'm just wondering why they went like this. Like what they're trying to do for you. How are they representing you? For what type of things?
This one's for more acting, and then
really.
Yes, and then I wanted some new headshots because I just from that comp card I just didn't feel like it really.
Yeah, for real.
And then
especially if it's an acting thing.
And then so I just got those done, but then they kind of still wasn't the look I was looking for yet.
The fact is that on the tissue issue, there are two ways you can go. One, as a model under your own name to get yourself known.
Definitely.
And there are some really neat photographers sometimes on some of the shoots
Okay.
that also want to get their names known, and the agreement is that you guys can use each other's stuff. There also is, and it won't be shot until like November.
Okay.
Jury room deliberation scene where you actually have to forego your own character, you know, and you won't be publicized, you know, as the model.
Oh yeah.
I'm bad with names.
John A. It's kind of
John
different.
But as a character being played by you.
Okay.
But I would like you to come on the shoots if you would.
Okay.
And just kind of one thing. Trust is a big thing. Showing up, you showed up on time. That's beautiful. That's such a big first step. It's amazing how people can't handle it. I just did a shoot, and you know, I know there's some flu going around.
Yeah.
But this lady doesn't have the flu, you know, and it just pisses me off. And it's like, you know. So anyway, so yeah. I mean, especially if you've been, you know, like did something real for a while. That's cool. Though Coast Guard is like.
Yeah.
No, I love the Coast Guard. I really, absolutely love the Coast Guard. I really do. I have a lot of respect for him. I'd love, of all the services, that's kind of the one I would love to be. So, the way I do this is I do so many of these, and I'll remember you, but still it's helpful to me for you to email me and let me know like what your impressions were and like when you're available, if you are available, and just tissue issue sounds good, you know, just get me down to Galveston and we'll do some shooting. What the tissue issue is, I don't know if you've read up on it, but it's in the back of the jury deliberation room on 3 big HD screens at all times are running this photo shoot stuff like Sports Illustrated, because 2 magazines are in a battle with each other, like, is this copyright infringement, is this art, all this stuff. And so we need some real stuff, some beautiful actual still footage from real photographers, so that they can go, look, this is this and this is this. That's what we're working on this summer. I'm shooting in the Northeast also, but you know, Galveston's good. I may go to Corpus Christi just because there's someone down there that I want to shoot some something. So I may go ahead and do a shoot down there. But I would love for you to come down, shoot with us, get the pictures, get to know some more about us. Have you taken any improvisation classes?
Yes, I'm actually taking them now.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. So maybe some of the stuff that we're doing right now might help you. Okay. If you would.
Okay.
Blow my socks off. You can stand or sit, either whichever you're most comfortable with.
Okay, I'll just sit then.
Cool. Anytime you're ready.
Okay. Do you think I'm stupid, Mom? You think I don't know all that? Okay, I'm a little lost in being a rich bitch. I did make a bet that I could have sex with any celebrity they choose. And I did try to win the bet by seducing Henry because he said he was a famous composer and pianist, but I was drunk and full of myself. And I was trying to show off because they could tell that I really didn't have much experience with anything like that. And I'm ashamed of myself, Mom, but ashamed of how I met Henry. But Mom, he really is a pioneer of music. Don't laugh, Mom. He really is brave and adventurous and exciting, new and youthful in his music. Mom, don't laugh. I mean it. And I've got a good metaphor going here. So let me say it. Henry is everything you taught me to respect and love and cherish and look for in a man. Henry is brave. He could play music if he chose to stay, and like staying home where it's warm and safe. And he chooses to head out there where the wild animals are. Henry is adventurous and lives on the edge. His music is always on some charted mountaintop where which faults move. He could tumble into chaos. Henry is tenacious. He is an old loser and an old lover because he never gave up on his music, just like he would never give up on me. Mom, Henry is one of the very cutting edge of avant-garde. And I know this sounds silly.
Avant-garde.
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 Avant-garde. Avant-garde. And I know this sounds silly, but the way you could tell that his music is youthful and new is that everyone hates it. Everyone says it's awful. Everyone knows it's bad, but it still survives as music. And maybe I'm the first person in the world that recognizes that beauty that makes me feel like I haven't wasted my time or my education, because I do recognize art. Yes, Mom, art, great art. Henry's out there where the wild birds and winds are harmonizing with the sounds of his soul's longing, and I'm here with them. I'm like a bird soaring with them. I float on the emotional tornado that is music and free. In a free world and free expression, where my own freedom is possible, because he is so far out that there is the frontiers of human expression, and in spite of this sadness, and from his own friends and community, he is free to play the music that is good. And that music is good. And because I seem to be the only one around here who can see that, it makes me feel good and free and full of love and energy and life. I want to buy a covered wagon and ride off as his wife. Can't you give me some credit for growing up because of this? I'm ashamed I was such a spoiled brat. I'm ashamed I wasted all those supposed years wrapped up in my own vapid insecurities. But Mom, I'm not ashamed of Henry. I'm not ashamed that I used all the music contacts to getting him a hearing. I'm not ashamed that he's using me even if I did lie to him. I don't care if the whole world thinks he's made me a fool and of himself by playing at tomorrow night's concert. I have faith. And Mom, even more beautiful, I have hope. Hope for this success, hope for a free world and free expression, hope that I have some small hand in making of the world a better place. I don't care if he loves me, I don't care if he lied to me, I don't care if his friends and the finds the Pacific Ocean or falls off the edge of the world. Henry helped me become a woman, and I loved him for that. Okay?
Thank you. It's really pretty little bits. I need some Juliet.
Okay.
So what do they do with you in acting class?
Improv.
Like what kind of work do they do when they teach you improv?
Give us a script, and then we just have to like use. We have items, and we don't have items. We do kind of like action things. We have kind of we do comic and action and.
Oh, cool. Cool. Hey, what's your schedule like for today? We're actually shooting some stuff from Gitmo tonight.
Oh, wow, okay.
And if you wanted to, I could put you in as a guard.
Okay.
Just kind of like a military, like, guard, hey, we just took you prisoner.
Yeah.
I could put you in as a guard, like, for a couple minutes. I think she's going to arrive at 6.
Okay.
If you want to just show some stuff, and you actually probably you take the credit for it, and then if you do really well,
Okay.
we'll keep doing it. But with this, mission creep is part of what they identified as the problem. So many guards, and they just looked at what was going on, and they said, okay, make it harsher. And so they made it harsher, and so they made it harsher, and they made,
Yeah.
So if you want to consider that, do you want me to start thinking about like trying to prepare you to do the scene as a guard at like 6 o'clock, and it's like a half an hour or something?
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Then I won't feel like I'm in so much of a rush either, because
Okay.
when she gets here, we'll just go, hey, look, she's going to try out to be your guard.
Okay.
All right, so some Juliet, and I'd like to find something that that's a little bit different patter, a little different timing of words. And I'm having really trouble finding it. I apologize if I'm making a bunch of noise. If you would, read some Juliet. I just want to see how you handle the Shakespeare stuff.
Okay. Give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him in little stars. And he makes the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night. And no pay, no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I thought bought the mansion of a love, but not possessed it, and thought I am sold, not yet enjoyed, so tedious in this day. As in the nights of foursome festival, to an impatient child that hath new robes, and may not wear them, or here comes my nurse, and she brings news, and every tongue that speaks, for Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou here? The court, that Romeo bids thee fetch. I me what news? What doubts thou wearing thy hands? Can heaven be so envious? What devil art thou, that dost torment me thus? This torture shall be roared in dismal hell. Hath Romeo slain himself? So thou bought, I in that barrel thou, I shall poison more.
I get so bothered when I lose stuff. I'm sorry. I'm distracted. This would be, I really want to hear you read this one, and I'm not finding a copy of it. Someone may have, sometimes when they like it or something, they take it with them, yes. Thank you, that was good. I'd like to see, this is the role of an assassin. And you actually could fit the part. If you're playing, I'm sorry. Normally I would have this all laid out. I'm not as disorganized as I seem. You're trying to kill a poet who supposedly has written this revolutionary book, and all kinds of people around the world, on anticipation of this revolutionary book creating turmoil, have started getting things ready. And you've assassinated quite a few of those already.
Okay.
But you can't find this poet because the poet's in hiding. She is known for this particularly strange piece of work. And what has happened is you've gotten a job portraying her.
Okay.
So you're an assassin portraying the person that you're supposed to be killing.
Okay.
All right. And so you have to believably be able to pull off these things. This is a long extended joke. I guess we have a bit of time. It's a performance art piece where the people sign up and say, we want this art experience.
Yeah.
And they go to a poetry reading and they're told, bring either 3 short poems or 1 long one. And then a couple of people read a couple of short poems, and then this QZ place gets up there and starts reading a long poem, which is like this big, this much paper, right? So that's kind of like the beginning of the joke. And the performance piece is that she keeps reading very fast. There's this alphabetical motif to the poem. She keeps reading very, very fast, the poetry, until everyone leaves, right? And then, as all this killing and all this stuff is going on, all this intrigue, there's an ongoing joke in the movie because the art piece is not that the poem was read, but that once they leave, these people who signed up for it, once they leave the art piece, they can't get rid of the poem. It follows them everywhere, like their global positioning satellite stuff goes. And so when they go by the car, you know, like a car lot or something, the poem's going out, you know, like across the speakers. And as like someone's dying, like a, you know, like you're doing your death thing, you know, a car goes by with the radio blaring, and that's the poem, and you can keep on hearing that. It's like, okay, now it's the P's, and now it's the Q's, and now it's the Z's or whatever. Anyway, so but you have to be able to kind of believably pull off this poem for this role. So this is from a movie called Ploy Thing. We started shooting it, and then it's sort of on hold at the moment. So if you would, kind of roll through that. I mean, believe me, studying it's not going to help. What I want is just a very, very fast rendition of the words, as much as you can. What I noticed was your timing, finding the flow was a little difficult on some of the stuff you were reading, but you seemed to understand words well. So please demonstrate that I'm correct about that.
Okay.
Action, or go, whenever you're ready.
And she wants to really...
Yeah, fast. Fast is good.
I am artifact. I am, call this to be first. In line for a kiss beneath the moonlight touch of a hooker's hand, of course she's the loved one. Loved one, loved all, French kisses on me and her favorites in this room in the Avatar slaughterhouse. Picture that poor poets are the really like monks and nuns in the abbey or shore in outer space come to visit that Avatar exists, that you are abnormal. Untamed DNA, where did it come from? The double helix drops into the ooze of ammonia and a paranormal coagulation. Does carbon existence make us descendants are gravity's wonders, dangling our toes, sitting nominally above the bridges? When the image, not imagination, when the wrap of the words, not ideas, when the hidden rim, not timed impact of what is expressed, colors, black day, orange mailbox, green waiting, Solomon resistance to try the formula of it, the soul seldom done justice, is cheapened, is a seasonally breeze, escaping the soul's horizons, and what words are this? Air boxes, a ghostly pony word. Not in cheap dictionaries, not the yellow pages of her world, become encyclopedia, displays the depth by ignorance tumbling. She disappeared like a dot, the page white, snow wisps, mountain peaks, scrub brush, hiding her like pronouns in a well away. Grief is my moonbeam, sucking breeze, an orange smog, carpet of clouds, the sky is a walnut, a prune, a lady in waiting for yet another eruption, another immortal moment inside the rock, absolute, internal zone, bizarre, absent with some words. Nouner, am I? Verbling very little, after all, instant and fortish, adjective. Lee Williams, Carlos Williams, the wrong heroes, the orange used into poverty, the artifact of from greatness. Another Chicago magazine out of the left field. Tame hurricanes, blue lighting, no boiling waters. Saddest poetry, acting up, acting down, act of Victoria, of all that. Bad law like bad poetry, and a pajama of molten mulcha, making more muck, growing the dawn and unrelenting reasoning and foregone promise. Acumen is a ember and summer night without war, night without the supremacy of white snow. Don't you know we all love peace, unless we're doing the right of right hand, dancing on the very beat of suck, seed, blah, bloom. It was the second time we met, the very second time our eyes brushed against the amateur tinted and minted measured, and time became affected. Now hard-eyed, I tell you, love never accord, forband, words of experience that sounded similar to I love arbiter, not your average dying is an ocean disaster, of ocean the waves down Fairview, and the waste ravenous puna, and diamonds and forth, Avastra, another new word. Iris succeed a full lawn, the silence women to solaces, clouded, comes the dark, bearded grackles, heavy the metal weeds, come see, dancing every night, and a little more burns, sons of sex maniacs and warmongers, sons of coming and going with booze, daughters in milking breast, milking of a hammered hemorrhoid, fathers of future disease, fathers of freedom, mothers of need and greed, mothers of the washroom, grandfathers of progress, grandfathers of mass production, grandmothers of silent watchfulness, your fame and glory, our candle without wax on the nightclub scene. Your drift, he is a fat fool, fat fuck, got fat, doesn't fuck, he hides it behind the adroit expression, he fears his fat sounds, morning eyes, make me memory, her tear-stained dress, distressed by skipping, slows me like a silk night, anchor tied to the vivid explosion, the sky is not a velvet cock, nor the earth of womb, only warmth, only apathy, sustained, sister QZ, had a man who couldn't please me, didn't even try to tease me, needing as I do a spank and a whack when I scratch his brother's back, and all the while in Avakin's lighthouse uses the wow sounds using the vowel sounds, ninth plexus strings, and a phantom musician whose chords available. The 3 a.m. siren sounds, short rhythm air. I am a fat tub standing on a squat leg, young, begging to be entered. But she gave me a diamond scrub, descended upon me from above, and an apple bath crystals.
Want some water?
I'm okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's
You
a
brought me
clean glasses and water cooler over there if you need one.
Light purple, Angina.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Tell me, what you want to do. What is it you're wanting? You've got an agent in Dallas. You've got Neil Hamlin here, who, by the way, over the years, has sent me the best actresses who are models. You know, I mean,
okay.
you know, for some reason, at least in the old days, Neil used to be able to choose models who could actually had some sensibility and could act. So that's kind of a good thing. How long have you been with Neil?
I've been with Neil for 6 months, and before them, I was with First Models, and then I went over to Neil. Well, about 8 months.
And Neil handles you, or is there someone else in the office?
No, Neil and Jonathan. Those two.
Okay, that's cool. The so what? I'm not big on pay. I am an SSDC director.
Okay.
I can help with like acting training.
Okay.
And it does look like some of the stuff you could be quicker with.
Okay.
But you know, there's not much pay on these movies, and they're sort of stacked up.
Okay.
You know, we're on the 8th or 9th or something, but you know, it's post and it's just like, bleh,
yeah.
right? So they're getting better each time.
Okay.
And there's some really interesting things in them. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at the website, but Badasses, you actually could be possibly considered for Badasses.
Okay.
It requires a bunch of like Magnificent Seven type women,
Okay.
who are elegant enough to maybe, you know, be believable at like big corporate events and stuff like that, but also, you know, could kick butt.
Yeah.
How are you with you've had firearms training through the Coast Guard, right?
3 guns.
What? Which ones?
I'm in 40s, a SIG, short gun, a shotgun, 9mm.
Cool. Excellent. That's great. I figured with the Coast Guard you probably had some training.
Yes.
So you have to be believable with a weapon.
Oh, yes.
But yet still believable like in a corporate thing, corporate setting, you know, believably seductive, you know, all that stuff. So what are you doing here? What is it that you want? Because though I can't pay very much, I do offer percentages. Okay. So if the movie makes it, that's why choosing the right one is good. Like Guantanamo, for instance, has the most interest at the moment from folks. So but because it's like 150 guards, I'm not actually paying the guards.
Oh, okay.
The detainees are the only ones getting a percentage on the Guantanamo one.
Okay.
So with knowing all that, I do some daily pay for things that I can't get anywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of actors around who want to be a part of the projects. You know, there's just some things that, you know, it's easier to just do as daily or something.
Yes.
So knowing that even, are you out the door, or are you still here? Or?
No, I still here. It's like, but I wanted to audition for, like, you know, specific roles that you thought would be good for me, particular, like if it's or if it's like for a day thing, or if you need me for, you know, when it was for the tissue issue, when I thought it was maybe for one of the leading girls, or I think there was a couple girl parts that was something I was looking into.
Yeah.
And then
so you need exposure. How's your reel? You don't have a reel yet, right?
No, I don't. No.
And you need exposure that's not just like, oh wow, I can handle walking into the room and walking out. As a secretary, I can carry people's interest. Is that what I'm hearing? Because those are the people I can deal with. Those people can benefit from me.
Yes, definitely. Yes, definitely. I mean, like I usually get the, you know, the really girly roles, which is, I have no problem with it, but that's what my job is.
But frankly, time moves along, and if you're not trained in the acting part, though, you know, things start to, 14 14's old now, right?
Yeah,
in certain
like,
certain
mhm.
businesses, yeah.
Yes. So I'm like, so now I'm just getting like on Young and Restless. I'm kind of like a girl who's just loving like her.
Oh, you're still doing Young and Restless?
Yeah, I just did 2, but they called me back on Monday to do a
excellent.
couple of. Yeah, but it's just.
So you fly to New York to do it, or what?
It's in California now.
It's in California.
Yeah. I know.
See how much I keep up with.
No,
it.
it's just they just moved. Most people think it's still there.
So that's a good thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And you'll probably get some notice from that.
I hope so. I think Chase will do good too. Hopefully, 'cause that's like my first really.
Are you lead in there, or like you really see?
It's 3 characters that get kidnapped, and the story's based around them. So it's like my first time actually get emotional on camera and to get like.
Kidnapped? What do you mean kidnapped?
Someone one of the guys comes into my house and he ties me up and takes me for ransom, and then ends up killing me in the end. So, but it's my first time being able to like.
So how many minutes on film you think you're going to be on that one? Have you seen the previews or anything?
No, I won't come out to the fall. They haven't put out the previews yet. Hopefully, something. I know they did still photographs too.
So, how many minutes you figure you're on film? Is this is it you're killed off within 1/2 hour, or?
Oh, probably in like 25 minutes or so.
Really?
Yeah, it's like in the
Cool.
first.
Cool. So so you'll be able to use stuff for a reel for that, probably.
Yes, definitely.
If you would. What was your main position for that movie? Because I have a couple of things where you're detained, right? And I want to make sure it's not the same thing we did before.
Okay, it was just like this on my knee.
Yeah, those, if you would put those on, just kind of like that'll help you. But if you would, can you create that character as much as possible so I can see what you did for that? Will it help to? Here, this will grab from me. So really, what I want to see is the character you created. Okay? I really want to see if there's something different that I can do with you.
Okay.
It's different enough so that I can consider you for detainee, or for one other role for a thing called habeas corpus.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, actually, for the detainee,
right?
That might not be good for me right now, just because of the time frame. Because I was supposed to go to another thing at 7. It's in south of Houston.
Oh, okay. Did I scare you or something?
No.
No. Okay.
No, not at all. Like I'm actually really excited about. Could you
do the imitation of the role, or is that what's bothering you?
Yeah, just a little.
Why? What's the deal?
No, it's just because it's I don't know. It's just
Someone's coming at 6. So.
No, there's somebody here actually. Well, for me, you mean?
Oh no, for me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to bring the person in?
Well, no, it's okay.
Yeah. One of the. I mean, I have to be able to know that you're okay doing stuff with me, and you know, like what the. This bothers you? This is it because of the role is?
Oh no, it's no, it's just that it's just very.
What you did there was sensual or something, or
No, I mean, because I had people there to make sure it was like comfortable, and so it was kind of just.
Oh, okay. Do you want to bring your person in so that we? Because I really would like to see. Pretend to act it then, because I really would like to see the type of thing you did. That's what's concerning me. Okay. So if you would, just give me the kind of character you were playing. Maybe do like a summary. I looked like this, or I acted sort of like this. I really want what we do to be different than that. Okay. So, and I don't want you to be uncomfortable. So maybe describe the character, or just some way of me knowing what that detainee looks like. Because I have a feeling it's going to be like something that's much different than what I'm doing, so that you won't be like, oh wow, she's the captured girl.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, oh wow, she's typecast as the captured girl. Or something, you know,
No, she was just upper class. Her fiance was a jeweler.
Right.
And
well, how was your hair? What was your hair?
It was actually straight, but they actually still kind of wanted somewhat neat, and it was straight because my hair is naturally curly, so they had it straight, and then it was kind of pinned back, and then I was laying in bed with a nightie.
Right.
Like,
they took you in the nightie?
Yes. And then I was in a nightie, and then I came home from going out in a nightie, and then we went to sleep, and then they grabbed me out of bed and screaming, and or he grabbed me out of bed screaming, and then I was tied up, and then started crying, and then asking for.
Did you, or did they?
No, I did myself. Everybody has to do that. Yes.
Supposedly you shouldn't even look at people who can't.
Yeah.
Get themselves to cry.
And then.
So if you talked to, did you talk at all, or was it just all? Were you gagged?
Yeah. Oh well, eventually I was gagged. Yeah.
But did you get a chance to talk?
Yes, I was like, please don't do this, and I'm like.
Could I hear the accent? Don't do any of the physicalization, but could I hear the way that you expressed yourself?
Okay.
You know, like what did you sound like? What was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Here, you can, if that bothers you. This was just to help you have something behind your back so that you could. But don't even worry. Don't even act it. I don't want you uncomfortable. Okay. I don't want you running out of here like okay. I think I can do you some good, and I think you can help with some of the stuff we're doing. Okay, so calm down. Everything's cool.
No.
But I really would like to see the type of detainee, because I need to make decisions very soon about what I'm doing about this detainee that I've lost. So.
Okay.
And I hate to go on my knees begging them.
No.
You know, like, oh, we'll come back. I know you did a hair show this weekend because you needed to make money or something. You know, but people who disappear completely kind of piss me off. So,
yeah. I understand.
So I do need to make some decisions. So if you could just kind of give me an idea of how you talked and how you acted. Okay. Don't even, just right there, just like as if you were doing a monologue or something. You know, whatever. Okay? Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's tough, I know.
I'm sorry, I just got really nervous for some reason.
It's okay. It's very understandable. Okay. It's not really. It's not a problem. Okay. It's not a problem at all.
I can definitely do this. I just got really.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Could you? You said you did some comic stuff. Show me the kind of training they do to help you with your comic timing. What in acting class or in whatever class you do the comic stuff in?
Yeah.
What do they teach you? How do they get you to be funny? How do they get funny? Right? What did the guy say when he was dying?
Yeah.
Acting's easy. Dying's easy, right?
Yeah.
Comedies.
But wasn't it the sides were really like just funny? You just kind of had the dry sense of humor, or like we just did things that were just dry sense of humor, and the words were funny. It wasn't. We kind of made it funny by just being like it's what we say is just so profound that you have a serious face when you say it.
Yeah,
and
that's good. Like, that really is kind of like the key to so much of comedy, to do it really, really believably, right?
Yeah. We were just like talking to someone, and just if you're a girl and you're just talking to someone, and you're just like, I know this is a bad word to say, but like vagina, and you just keep saying vagina, and then you're like talking to them in a regular voice and being serious in their face, and they're like, okay, is she really saying that? And you're just saying certain things that just are off the wall that it becomes funny just because of you're being serious by saying it and not cracking a smile and then, grabbing. That's what kind of makes it funny. Just some of the wording.
Cool. I would really like you to get comfortable enough, because she's really usually on time, to do a couple of minutes with her. Okay. Can you do the time?
Okay.
Okay. If you can spend the time, then I can spend the next 15 minutes trying to make you comfortable.
Okay. Because I was just running really, because there was somebody who's meeting here because I was supposed to follow them to Galveston for the callback.
For what? For what is it?
It's for they just made 2 films. It's Love Hurts. But your film, of course, would be on my list to do. I just wasn't, I was trying to run it because I just came into town, like literally 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Could you tell me why you didn't say that before? Because I feel like I've made you uncomfortable sometimes.
Oh, no, because I feel like I want to fit everything in. Because I definitely want to see.
And you've got a call back for sure?
Oh yes, I got called because it's a jinx. Every time I go out of town, I get called back for some reason, and that's what happened. I left town Friday and had to come back.
And when are you going to be there?
I was supposed to be there at 7 in Galveston. Not Galveston, but like Texas City area. So I live in Lee City.
So I'll see you. Don't lose that job.
I'm not gonna lose.
So I'll see you. Go, because it's going to take an hour, 15 minutes at least to get there. You're going to go down the Beltway, right? Go down the Beltway. That's the easiest way to get there.
On Beltway.
Beltway 8, south.
I must have went the wrong way when I came here. I went to Katy, I-10.
You went to Katy?
The I-10 way.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not crazy.
Okay.
I-10 is sort of okay.
It's okay.
Except, does the person that's directing you know how to get places?
Mhm.
Come on, let's go talk. All right.
Well, I have my GPS too.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Because I was going to give them directions. Are they're out there?
Yeah, he's
okay,
probably out there.
yeah,
but
Let's go talk. Fuck yeah.